Good afternoon. I am Abdulaziz Olajide Abdullah from the Department of English, Faculty of Arts, University of Elisha, Osun State. And I am with
Maryam Abacha from University of Elisha, Department of English, Bachelor of Arts in English Education, MA Literary Studies.
We are here to present the topic titled Language, Literature and ICT, a multifaceted approach. The topic is a dynamic and evolving field that bridges the linguistic expression and literary creativity, as well as the digital innovation that is occurring across the whole world and their intersection into the aspect of language and literature. We want to look at cases whereby technological and the creative dimensions of the ICT, how it has actually mingled with language and literature across different spheres. Our basic questions for this particular presentation is to understand. We want to ask the questions: how has ICT reshaped linguistic practices, leading to new forms of communication like emojis, memes, and online slangs? How has ICT basically penetrated deeply into language usage, language practices, whether spoken, written, or through sign system? Also, we want to ask the question that what impact has digital publishing, in what way has digital publishing actually changed the worldview of literature? Given the fact that we now have web novel and online novels going on, how it has actually basically penetrated into the literary world. This particular topic can be situated in the field of computational linguistics and digital literature. Although computational linguistics has been around for a very long time, it has also been in practice in the digital or ICT period. It is currently evolving more beyond the means of natural language practices, which is the NLP. Therefore, we are made to actually investigate what areas and what changes have been made to language, as well as what areas and changes have been made to literature. We have actually looked at different angles of different scholars on how ICT has changed linguistic practices. ICT has changed linguistic practices in terms of giving it new shape as well as new structure. Importantly, the social media such as TikTok, Instagram has actually given a new kind of linguistic communicative practices to the language that we speak. Not just English language, it has also affected Pidgin English, it has even affected Yoruba language, and we are able to break it down that we have a new system. The first type of linguistic practices that has actually been reshaped include first the next speak. The next speak is it brings about two different the combination of abbreviation, acronyms, usage of emoticons or emojis, using relaxed grammar, relaxed punctuation, as well as many other means with which modern communicative system is actually taking its own place. And when we talk about acronym in writing as well as in speaking, we are talking about those areas whereby fusion of words in their writing alone is also in the speech. When the regular online users, they are now using that particular thing in a very, very large scales. Words such as OMG, oh my God, is now being packed, abbreviated to use in communication. And this particular thing is not even limited to English language alone. It's also practiced with the Pidgin English. The LWMKD, laugh monkey me die, is also another attachment that is also there as in that particular format with the abbreviated language. Now, there is always a recurrent use of emoticons. Emoticons, although, has actually been described as those graphical items that we use to actually communicate some of the ideas within a particular thing. Sometimes when we do not want to talk about or express our emotion over a particular thing, we use emoticons to actually respond to all of these things. Now, if we limit that particular idea to just emoticons, we are going to be limited. So emoticons include elements such as emojis, we have GIF, which we call the graphic interchange format. We also have memes, different kind of memes, which we use to actually react to certain things. Or we also have some short piece video that are also used to actually react to statements. Aspect, the emojis, the memes, as well as the GIFs are used to they are used for communication purposes, and the communication is to add tone, emotions, to add fun and context to written or typed messages, which may be hard. Those particular communication that may be hard to actually say, that may be hard to understand. This is why these particular emoticons are actually included in conversation. Now, on the third part, the language of the online users. The online users don't actually respect capitalization in their writing system. Many of all of these things is just that they abandon the capitalization system. They forget about the punctuation. The use of commas and semicolons are not usually very profound in communication. It could also be said that there are unclear lines between the written and the spoken language. Most of the written expression that is within their communicative units are always creeping into their spoken communication, and it is actually affecting the way and manner with which English language or every other language is being spoken within the society. There is the issue of algorithmic influence within the language. The use of the SEO, what's called the search engine optimization, using of predictive text, autocorrect, and machine translation tools has become a full part of language due to the ICT, due to the inclusion of ICT. These items, such as the automatic writing system, has actually affected the way and manner with which online users actually spell. Spelling has become a problem. They expect the computer to actually do the spelling for them because of the autocorrect. On the literary scene, ICT has actually creeped into the literary world in a different pattern. It has gotten into the production, interpretation, analysis, as well as the context or ideas that are within literary writing. Generally, traditional literary writing can actually come in different means, but there is always a target. There is a context of explanation. There is traditional writing usually focuses on certain context of the society, but the online literary genre is quite different, with the influx of different softwares or applications selling out the literary text nowadays. We have web novels, webchick, and so different kind of application that they use. These applications have their own pattern of commercializing the literary text. The manner with which it is being commercialized involves making videos or cartoon characters of those particular texts in order to bring the interest of the readers, to actually attract people to read these particular things, and many other things is also attached. We also find out that within that particular text, the writing of that particular piece, it is unlike the traditional literature, which makes use of the generality of things that is going on within the society. Not that we do not have fantasy text, but most often the online literary texts are usually based on fantasy. This particular fantasy talks about things that are higher, that can actually attract people, that talks about details about love, about another realm, about kingdom building, about transmigration, about pattern of development, such as going to heaven and back, fighting the war in heaven, all of those fantasy related aspects. I'm talking about love, meeting in another world, meeting in an unseen world, and so on and so forth. These are the main contents of this text, and it could be easily indicated that most of these particular online texts are usually serialized. They are actually done in episodes, in sections and segments, and in episodes. And this particular thing has actually changed the worldview of literature. However, how does it affect the traditional literary types? Now, the artificial intelligence and different other items that actually changed the worldview of how literary text can be seen, because ideas are now being taken from artificial intelligence to actually describe or define different literary texts. What we think we know, if we have different dimension of information or question to ask the AI, it is going to give us a new set of information or perspective as far as a particular text is concerned. Having said all of these things about our findings, we understand that literary text, we understand that ICT has changed and reshaped the way and manner with which linguistic practices and literary practices are used in the environment. Although it is welcomed, but in another sense, the way it fosters new communication and ideologies within the society has its own positivity and negativity. In our conclusion, we concluded that it is better to actually find a common ground with which this particular understanding can actually be kept, especially for teaching and learning, as well as to actually maintain the growth of literary and linguistic education within our society.